Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mishkat. I am student for Rehan School, Kurangi campus, foundation level student. My topic is Earth, the history of your home in a word.
The history of the world, huh? That's a big swing. Where do you want to start? The dinosaurs, the Big Bang, or maybe just the weird stuff that happened to humans?
My first question is Earth. What is Earth?
Basically, it's our big rocky home. It's the only place we know of so far that has water, air, and all this wildlife. Kind of a miracle when you think about it. Ever wondered why it's called Earth?
What color does Earth look like from space?
It's a stunning bright blue. That's because of all the oceans. Toss in some swirling white clouds and green and brown land, and it's basically a giant marble floating in the dark. Have you seen any photos of it?
Which planet do we live on?
Earth, that's the one we're on.
What color does Earth look like from space?
A bright, vivid blue. Like I said, those oceans really do all the heavy lifting for the look of the planet.
Okay, does Earth have air?
It sure does. That's what keeps us all breathing. Pretty wild that we're basically living at the bottom of an ocean of air.
How many continents are on Earth?
7. Most people count Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia.
Okay.
Got any more
How
questions
many
about our big
continents
blue
are
mug?
on Earth?
7. Still the same number as a second ago.
What is the largest continent on Earth?
Asia. It's massive. It's actually larger than all the other continents combined, if you look at the landmass.
What is the largest continent on Earth?
Asia. Still the biggest one.
What do we call the water on Earth?
Oceans, seas, lakes, and rivers. Most of it is just salt water, though.
What do we call the water? Does Earth move around the sun?
It does. We call it an orbit. Takes a full year to make one complete trip around the sun.
Okay. How long does Earth take to go around the sun?
About 365 days. That's one full year.
How long is one day on Earth?
24 hours. That's how long it takes for the planet to spin all the way around once.
Are there deserts on Earth?
Plenty of them. Some are sandy and hot, others are actually frozen, like Antarctica. Pretty different vibes, right?
Why? Why
It
do we
mostly comes
Earth?
down to cut
Okay.
off there. What were you going to ask? You were starting a why do we question. What's on your mind?
Why do are there deserts on Earth?
Yeah, there are. We've got everything from the Sahara to the Gobi. Just a lot of dry, empty space.
Why do animals need from Earth?
Basically, they need everything the planet provides: water, food, and a place to live. Without the Earth's resources, nothing would survive. Do you have a favorite animal?
Are there mountains on Earth?
Tons of them. From the Himalayas to the Andes, we've got some massive peaks. Ever seen a picture of Mount Everest?
What is the center of Earth called?
It's the core. It's basically a giant, scorching hot ball of iron and nickel, totally uninhabitable, obviously.
What layer of Earth do we live on?
The crust. It's the thin, rocky outer shell. Compared to the rest of the planet, it's basically like the skin of an apple. A dog?
What is the tallest mountain on Earth?
Oh, a video. What's it going to be about?
Why do animals
A
move
documentary
from
about the
Earth?
Earth? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by mess with me. Are you talking about something specific, like natural disasters, or just the general chaos of living on a planet?
Can humans protect Earth?
They can. It takes a lot of effort, though. Things like cleaning up the oceans and switching to cleaner energy are a huge start. Do you think people are doing enough?
Why should we keep Earth clean?
Because it's the only home we've got. If we mess it up too much, there's nowhere else to go. Plus, keeping it clean means the animals and plants we love actually get to stick around. Does that
What
make
can we
sense?
recycle on Earth?
I was just saying that if we don't take care of the planet, we're essentially ruining our own living room. We've only got one Earth, so it's kind of the most important thing to keep tidy. Does that click?
Can trees help Earth?
They definitely can. By passing laws to protect forests, signing global climate deals, and investing in new tech to stop pollution, kind of like a giant group project where everyone has to participate for it to actually work.
Why are oceans important?
They're basically the lungs of the planet. They produce a huge amount of the oxygen we breathe and keep the global temperature from getting way too crazy. Plus, they're home to some of the weirdest and coolest creatures on Earth. Ever heard of the giant squid?
Okay. What do we breathe on
Hey,
Earth?
that is a massive question. People, or just that a good cup of coffee will save the morning. It's a huge mix of perspectives. What do you think people
Is
believe in
Earth
most? Art is everywhere. It's how people express things they can't quite put into words. Whether it's a painting, a song, or even just a cool building, it's all about sharing a feeling or a perspective. Does that sound right to you?
what? Why do we have seasons on Earth?
It's all because of the tilt of the Earth's axis. Since the Earth isn't standing straight up and down, different parts of the planet get more or less direct sunlight as we orbit the sun. That's how you get summer in one. I'm not following. What do you mean by one hand because of the negative?
What seasons comes after summer? What seasons?
Autumn or fall, depending on where you live, then it's winter's turn. Which one's your favorite?
What seasons comes after winter?
Spring. That's when everything starts blooming again.
What is Earth moon called?
It's just called the moon. Simple as that. It's our only natural satellite. You know if it's full tonight?
What is the Earth moon called? Can we see the moon from Earth?
We sure can. It's usually the brightest thing in the night sky, so it's hard to miss. Have you been looking at it lately?
Is the sun bigger the Earth?
Way bigger. You could fit over 1 million Earths inside the sun. Basically, the heavyweight champion of our neighborhood.
Does Earth get light from the sun?
Wutandidaini. Let us jail. It does not do that mean. It doesn't millstay. It's the reading ship became spa.
What shape is Earth?
And what does the read that bulbous but they blogomite. It's a spheroid. Well, technically, it's an ovoid spheroid, which is a fancy way of saying it's a little bit squashed at the top and bottom, but for all intents and purposes, it's a round ball.
Can earthquakes happen on Earth?
They definitely can. That's what happens when the tectonic plates under our feet shift or slide. It can be pretty scary, but it's just the planet rearranging its furniture. Have you ever felt one?
What is
Anytime.
a what is weather?
It's basically the state of the atmosphere at any given moment. Think of it as the mood of the air, whether it's sunny, rainy, snowy, or just plain windy. It's always changing, which is why your forecast might be wrong half the time.
What is a lava?
It's molten rock. Once it's underground, it's called magma, but once it breaks through the surface during a volcanic eruption, it becomes lava. It's basically liquid fire flowing down a mountain.
Can weather change every day?
Absolutely. It can flip from sunny to pouring rain in an hour, especially in some parts of the world. Keeps things interesting, right?
What is snow?
It's frozen water. Water vapor in the clouds freezes into ice crystals, and when they get heavy enough, they float down as snowflakes. Pretty magical stuff.
What is soil?
Usually, when people say something is wild, they mean it's completely unexpected, crazy, or just out of control. In the context of nature, it just means things that live and grow without any human help. Which one were you thinking of?
Why is soil important? Ye-
Aoliware? What is this thing you've got to do?
What are rocks?
Still with me? You've gone quiet again. I'm still here. Just waiting to see if you've still got that thing you need to do or if you're just hanging out.
What are minerals?
Usually, a drill is a tool used to make holes in things, like in wood, metal, or concrete. But in other contexts, like sports or school, it can also mean a repetitive exercise to practice a skill. Which one were you thinking of?
What is thunder?
It's basically the sound of lightning. When lightning strikes, it heats up the air around it so fast that the air literally explodes, creating a shock wave that we hear as thunder, kind of like a giant atmospheric boom. Do you like storms?
What is lighting?
Lightning? Actually, I think you meant lightning, right? It's a massive electrical discharge between clouds or from a cloud to the ground. Basically, it's just nature's way of balancing out an electrical charge. Pretty intense stuff.
What is a map?
A map is basically a visual representation of an area. It's a way to see where things are located, like cities, roads, or mountains, without having to be there.
What is
Most
a
people use digital ones on their phones now, but there's still something cool about a big paper map. Do you use maps often?
what is a globe?
A vlog is basically a video blog. Instead of writing a post, someone records themselves talking about their life, a trip, or a specific topic and shares it online. It's like a digital diary for the world to see. You mentioned making a video earlier. Are you thinking of starting a vlog?
Which direction does Earth spin?
West to east. That's why the sun always seems to rise in the east and set in the west.
Which direction does Earth spin? What is the North Pole?
West to east, like I mentioned. And the North Pole is basically the northernmost point on Earth. It's the top of the axis the planet spins on, and it's mostly just giant frozen wasteland of ice and snow.
What is the South Pole?
I think you mean the South Pole. It's the exact opposite of the North Pole, the southernmost point on Earth. Just as cold, just as icy, but it's actually a whole continent.
Are the poles cold?
You still there? I'm starting to think you're just testing my patience with these pauses.
What animals live near the poles?
They do, but only the ones built for it. Polar bears in the north and penguins in the south have some serious adaptations, like thick blubber and waterproof feathers, to survive those freezing temperatures. Most other animals would freeze in minutes. Do you think you could handle that kind of cold?
What makes Earth special?
It's a way to say things that words just can't handle. Whether it's a painting or a song, it's about taking a feeling like grief or pure joy and turning it into something other people can actually feel too. It's basically a bridge between two people's internal worlds. Does that resonate with you?
Okay. Can Earth support life?
It absolutely can. It's basically the only place we've found that has the perfect cocktail of water, oxygen, and temperature to keep everything from plants to people alive. Do you think we'll ever find another planet that can do the same?
Can pollution hurt Earth?
It definitely can. Pollution messes with everything. It chokes the oceans, poisons the air, and ruins the soil that grows our food. It basically puts the whole planet's health at risk. Do you think people are starting to take it seriously?
What is climate change?
It's basically a long-term shift in the planet's average temperatures and weather patterns. While natural causes exist, most of it lately is because of humans burning fossil fuels, which traps heat in the atmosphere like a giant blanket. That's why we're seeing more intense storms and melting ice caps. Does that make sense?
What is solar energy?
The energy that comes directly from the sun. We use solar panels to catch those rays and turn them into electricity for our homes and gadgets.
What is
It's a
wind
great way to get
energy?
power without using fossil fuels. It's energy captured from the wind. We use giant turbines, those big white windmills you see in fields, to turn that wind into electricity. It's another way to get power without burning stuff and messing up the air. Do you like the look of those turbines?
Why should we love Earth?
It's literally everything we have. It's the air we breathe, the water we drink.
Can everyone help Earth?
They absolutely can. Small things like recycling or just using less plastic add up when millions of people do them. It's kind of like a
What can you do to protect Earth?
there's a lot we can do. Things like using less plastic, planting trees, or just being mindful of we've actually found proof of. But the universe is so ridiculously huge that it's hard to imagine we're completely alone. Do you think there's something else out there? Hey, I've got
How
to let you know
can
that our call is almost up. It'll end in about a minute. You can always call me back later, though. It was a blast diving into the earth with you today. Talk soon.
how can we save Earth?
It's a big job. It's a big job, but it starts with a lot of the things we talked about: using less plastic, protecting forests, and just being more mindful.